Welcome back, everyone. I am so excited to be your personal guide once again for the second part of our India tour series here on this explainer. If you were with us last time, you know we explored a land of just absolute staggering proportions. But today, today we're diving even deeper. We're going to look at some truly surprising forms of devotion, listen to the vibrant voices of the streets, and uncover the everyday global treasures that started right here. Let's get into it.
But okay, before we really get going, let me ask you a quick question. What do a chessboard, a spackling diamond, and your morning bottle of shampoo all have in common? I know, it kind of sounds like a weird riddle, right? But the answer actually connects directly to ancient Indian legacies. So keep that in the back of your mind as we travel through this explainer together. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our map for today's tour. 1. Sacred animals and diet. 2. Voices of a nation. 3. Festivals of light and color. And 4. Treasures, chests, and shampoo. All right, first stop on our tour, sacred animals and diet. I want you to imagine the number 25,000. That is the staggering number of rats. Yes, you heard that right, rats, living inside the beautifully ornate Karni Mata Temple in Rajasthan. And here's the thing, they aren't considered pests, not at all. They're actively venerated as sacred beings. It's just a profound example of how deeply all life is respected here, and how devotion takes some seriously surprising and beautiful forms in daily life. And this profound respect for animal life, it literally reaches the highest levels of government. I mean, the state of Madhya Pradesh actually created a ministry of cows specifically for animal welfare and protection. It's absolutely fascinating. And this deep-rooted philosophy of nonviolence, it shapes everyday life for millions. It's exactly why India is home to the world's largest vegetarian population. Millions of people thrive on entirely plant-based diets simply to avoid harming living creatures. It's essentially this beautiful belief system turned into daily practice. Moving right along to Section 2, Voices of a Nation. So stepping away from the spiritual side for a second and just listening to the bustling sounds of the streets, the mix of languages is mind-blowing. We aren't just talking about a couple of regional accents here. India boasts 22 official languages. And beyond that, over 1,600 distinct dialects. And every single one of those 1,600 dialects carries its own ancient stories, its own traditions. So when the language shifts, the entire cultural landscape shifts right along with it. To put that into perspective, consider just one single Indian state, Maharashtra. That one state boasts more languages than many European countries combined. It's kind of like a giant linguistic puzzle. As a curious traveler, you could literally drive just a few hours in one direction and find yourself immersed in a totally different auditory world. All right, Section 3, Festivals of Light and Color. To really give you a sense of the sheer, non-stop energy of the country, get this. There are over 1,000 recognized festivities bursting with energy throughout the year. Imagine that. Practically every single day holds a vibrant street celebration of ancient traditions somewhere in the country. To really grasp this, let's look at two massive celebrations. First, you have Diwali, the magnificent festival of lights. Millions of small, flickering clay lamps illuminate literally every home to celebrate light triumphing over darkness. It is absolutely stunning. Then there's Holi, the famous festival of colors, where the streets physically transform into these breathtaking living canvases. People are out there joyfully throwing bright, rainbow-colored powders at each other. It's a spectacular visual display of community and joy. Finally, Section 4, Treasures, Chests, and Shampoo. Let's head over to the local bazaar. So this brings us right back to that hook from the very beginning of our explainer, remember? India was actually the cradle of diamonds. The very first known diamond mines in the entire world were located right here. But it wasn't just precious stones. India is also the motherland of the incredibly strategic game of chess. So no way around it. The next time you move a pawn or admire a diamond ring, you are directly interacting with an ancient Indian legacy. And hey, what about that morning bottle of shampoo? Well, the very word itself derives from the ancient Sanskrit term shampoo, which quite simply means to massage. Pretty cool, right? Long before modern cosmetics were, lined up on supermarket shelves, ancient Indians were carefully grinding up local, natural herbs and botanicals to wash their hair. They used these traditional massage techniques to stimulate the scalp, creating this daily wellness ritual that the rest of the world eventually caught on to. So that's some ancient wisdom sitting right there in your shower. So, to wrap this all up, this quote really hits the nail on the head. India is an entire world, a universe that continues to tell its millennial story to anyone who has eyes to see and heart to feel. It really is so much more than just a country. From sacred animals to these wildly colorful street festivals, it's a living, breathing history book. Which leaves us with this final thought for all of you out there. If India is a universe telling a millennial story, what chapter will you explore next? Seriously, think about it.